Je m'appelle Ross Twaddell, your reigning and defending Cultaholic Heavyweight Champion, and welcome to all the WTF moments from this week's Friday Night SmackDown. A SmackDown that was fine, with a dash of funny weird. All of the wrestling action throughout the night, by and large, yes, it was fine, yes, it was a bit short, but it was fine, wasn't it? Standard good grappling stuff here in the year 2020, but the funny weird stuff, we got a funny weird, really weird dirt sheet thing at the start of the show, and we also got something I've been longing for the past year or maybe a bit more, a slow motion montage of Otis working out. Ho ho ho! Hit the intro. WTF! Now I know we saw one during the kickoff show for the Royal Rumble of 2020, but there was a sign in support of big baldy bastard Baron Corbin, and even though it's slightly less of a WTF moment than it was during the Royal Rumble kickoff show, it's still a WTF moment, so here we are, alright. And we've got to make it a WTF moment because this week's SmackDown took place in San Jose, which means the chances of big baldy bastard Baron Corbin's family holding that sign are very small indeed. And next up we have what might just be the biggest WTF moment of 2020 so far. We have The Miz calling himself a chick magnet because, and I quote, "Well, I've got 2 daughters and a wife, so it's never been more relevant." Is he saying his own daughters fancy him? Is he? Oh. And back to The Miz, who kicked off last night's SmackDown Live on flames in Fuego. That's it, Chief. Whatever the kids say these days, because he followed that up by saying, "We're kicking off the dirt sheet with an exclusive world premiere of our brand new blockbuster." Was he meant to say blockbuster? Was The Miz off his tits on this week's SmackDown, claiming his own daughters fancy him in the way chick magnet attracts the chicks? And that? What the hell's going on, Mike? Are you okay? And then we have Big Joe Mo, John Morrison himself, saying a film that will win the Oscars, a Palme d'Or, whatever one of those is, a Golden Globe, and all of the Slammies. Said just like he was in the year 2011, because as we all know, the Slammies have not been a thing in WWE since 2015, the year when Seth Rollins won the best superstar of the year. And R-Truth won an award called LOL! Moment of the year. Woo! And then we saw the trailer for this movie that's going to win all of the Palme d'Ors and the Golden Globes and whatever else John Morrison said once upon a time on the dirt sheet, and woohoo! Wow! George! And during this groundbreaking appearance, George Miz asked The Miz if John Morrison was The Miz's son. George Miz thought there was a chance that John Morrison could have been his grandson. Wow! I love chips. Lance! And he did his thing as well. Can I be serious for a minute? All the big hits are coming out. We're having a great time here on SmackDown. The Canadian Heavyweight Championship, the 100 kilograms and under championship, and the Saskatchewan Hardcore International title. Laugh. It's funny because the initials spell sh. They're all coming to WWE confirmed, and they're all coming via the dirt sheet. What a time. John Laurinaitis sitting seductively on a car bonnet is something I did not expect to see when I flicked on this week's SmackDown Live, and it's also something I did not bank on flicking my switches and turning me on. Ow! Reigns and company forced Corbin to eat dog food, said Michael Cole. And I was left asking one question when Michael Cole said that, and that was, Michael, when did they do that? Yes, of course, they gave that very bald man a very questionable shower, Michael Cole, but one thing they did not make him do was eat the doggy food. And this whole big baldy bastard Baron Corbin and Roman Reigns and dog food scenario got me thinking about the thing Adam Pearce, you know, that random bald man who says, "Whoa, stop it, man," every single time people have a brawl. It made me think about the thing he said to Sasha Banks and Bayley on SmackDown a few short weeks ago, when he said, "The match has been promoted, the match is happening tonight." WWE, immoral bastards. Made a grave mistake, Corey. Direct quote from Corey this time when he says Jey Uso can see his brother Jey. And I know they are the same, Corey, but they're also different as well. And again, I'm left asking the question, does Michael Cole know what the word eat means? Because I do. And just in case you didn't know, Michael, because I know you watch all of these videos, clearly, everyone in WWE loves these WTF moments, don't they? Haha! The definition of eat is to put food, it could be anything, into your mouth, chew it, and swallow it. And I'm saying this because on this week's SmackDown, not only was Michael Cole claiming that big baldy bastard Baron Corbin ate some dog food, but he also claimed that Roman Reigns, the big dog himself, ate some dog food on SmackDown a few weeks ago. Nobody ate anything, Michael. Now we've all read the reports of how much Vince McMahon apparently fancies big baldy bastard Baron Corbin, how much Vince McMahon believes every single woman who watches the wrestling wants to be with big baldy bastard Baron Corbin. So can you just imagine the absolute plight of Vince McMahon while that camera shot there was on the screen? If you can't, well, here we go. Damn it, shoot that ass! Damn it, I want that ass! Oh my God, I want it deeper! Baron Corbin, your ass doesn't quit! Never mind the Kiss My Ass Club, Corbin! I'll be the first member of the You Can Sit On My Face Club, yeah! Dun 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 dun. There he is. And the best thing about this unprecedented sighting of Kevin Dunn on a WWE show is the fact that ignorant bastard did not turn around and do anything while his pal, who sits next to him, right next to him, the desk right next to him, he didn't turn around and help that pal while big baldy bastard Baron Corbin was throwing him down a flight of stairs. In summary, what an arsehole Kevin Dunn is. And then they went and bloody well did it. They went and booked yet another Roman Reigns versus big baldy bastard Baron Corbin match. It's just what everyone wanted for Christmas and Valentine's Day and Easter and the August bank holiday and Labour Day and all of the other holidays in the history of the world ever. And I think I speak on behalf of the WWE Universe when I say WWE. Everyone is pissing sick of Baron Corbin versus Roman Reigns. Please stop it. Even if you've got one prince in the entire world who is paying you bajillions of dollars to host wrestling events in his kingdom, even if he wants it, don't do it. There's a whole world out there who doesn't want to see it. Just one man. Quite frankly, it's got to the point where we've seen big baldy bastard Baron Corbin versus Roman Reigns so much, this match in Saudi Arabia must end in death and or serious injury for it to have been worth it. Why do we need to see it again? Now, we saw it for bare time in the build-up to this week's SmackDown, didn't we? Goldberg returns to SmackDown. Goldberg says who's next on this week's SmackDown. If you buy a ticket for this week's SmackDown, you're going to see Goldberg. So imagine the shock and horror of every single person watching this week's SmackDown when Goldberg just appeared on the Tron, and that was it. And my thoughts on this entire Goldberg debacle is this. If you pay to go and watch one of those Michael Jackson hologram concerts here in the year 2020, you know exactly what you're going to get. The real Michael Jackson will not be there. A hologram version will be. If you see WWE, on the other hand, promoting Goldberg to be on SmackDown in the way they were promoting it, and you don't see Goldberg in the flesh, what? Just imagine if you were one of the people who saw that being advertised for SmackDown and then bought your ticket afterwards. I go back to that thing Adam Pearce told Bayley and Sasha Banks, WWE, you immoral bastards. And then we have a direct quote from Big Bald Billy Bollocks when he said, everyone knows my time with the Universal Championship was all too short. Now, before I say what I'm going to say, I am a Goldberg guy. That man there got 8-year-old me hooked on professional wrestling out of VHS. He flattened everybody. I was going cock-a-hoop. It was a wonderful time. But even I know, Billy Goldberg, your time with the Universal Championship was anything but too short. It was just fine. In fact, no, it wasn't, because I haven't forgotten the way you won that bloody thing, and quite frankly, justice for KO and all that malarkey. Aye. And I can't believe they've gone and done this either. They've gone and booked Goldberg against The Fiend for the Universal Championship in Saudi Arabia. Bill man, we saw during that match with The Undertaker, bad things happen to you in Saudi Arabia, and then you're going up against The Fiend as well? You might not be coming home, son. But it's the booking of Goldberg against The Fiend, which is really perplexing to me as we're stood here a couple of weeks before the next Saudi Arabia show. Because on one hand, I cannot see The Fiend squashing Goldberg, even though he bloody well should. Whereas on the other hand, I can fully see Goldberg taking the Universal title off The Fiend, even though that should never ever happen in a month of Sundays, just because the people in Saudi Arabia who book these shows have shown in the other shows that they have a bigger boner for the past than even Vince McMahon himself. It looks like yet again WWE have booked themselves into yet another corner, unless of course they do what they should do. The Fiend takes a couple of spears, maybe a jackhammer as well, but in the end he squashes Goldberg, because Goldberg, as much as I love him, is an old man, and The Fiend is a mythical being in his pomp. Somebody spanked me, I thought he was dead. And then after Daniel Bryan challenges Heath Slater to a match live on SmackDown, just look at the confusion on his poor little face. Somebody challenged me to a wrestles? What the hell is a wrestles? Heath might have said. And it's with good reason that Heath might be saying that, because the last time he had a singles match on any WWE show at all was July the 8th, main event taping, where he lost to Bobby Roode. And in terms of a main roster televised singles match, June the 24th, in a match for the 24/7 title, so it might not have even counted. He's wrestling, wow. And just to get the all-important WTF moment meter on the up a bit more, Heath in a ring on SmackDown. That's one, isn't it? Made a grave mistake, Corey. And next up we have Corey Graves saying, and here we have Bayley, who is enjoying a record-breaking reign as SmackDown Women's Champion. And as far as I can see, the only record Bayley has as SmackDown Women's Champion is the record of being the only SmackDown Women's Champion whose reign has been misremembered. Charlotte Flair is actually the longest reigning SmackDown Women's Champion in the history of that title, with her reign that kicked off on November the 14th, 2017, lasting 146 days. As we stand here right now, Bayley is only in the 120s, all because WWE like to forget that Bayley lost the title to Charlotte at last year's Hell in a Cell. She lost it for like 4 days or something, but that splits it up, doesn't it? Yes, of course, Bayley is the longest reigning champion with combined days, but the way they're phrasing it there is something else. And the way that Michael Cole claimed that Bayley's current reign is 200 and whatever days long on a SmackDown a few weeks ago, it just proves that, doesn't it? Get your facts right, lads, for God's sake. First singles championship in WWE! Apparently, no it isn't, Michael, you cockwomble! Now I double dare you, Michael Cole, I double dare you to tell the people who are paying for the Saudi Arabia shows that that championship there does not count as an actual championship in WWE. I double dare you. And there's just something right about that scene there, isn't there? Welcome back, Renee Young, with microphone in hand. It's been a while, hasn't it? And after all of that bollocks of the Intercontinental Championship being Braun Strowman's first championship in WWE, being Michael Cole is exhausting, they go and put that on screen. It's unbelievable.
Who is it?
Goons.
Who?
Hired goons.
Hired goons?
Yes, the revival are hired goons, nothing more than that, as we stand here in February of 2020. Randy Orton, they were with him. Big baldy bastard Baron Corbin, I'm sure they were with him for a week or two, and now Sami Zayn. And apparently, according to the dirty sheets that is not the property of the Miz and John Morrison, they requested their release once again a couple of weeks ago, but however, man. Well, I guess they're still being used, aren't they? I don't know, it just feels wrong, doesn't it? Hang on a second, wasn't that the guy that Fox wanted to commentate SmackDown? And then he's there, as a fan, in the front row? Awkward turtle, shaky palm tree, or what? And while I was watching Otis Dozovich in slow motion, as the French don't say, I've just realised I've been in date shape for the past 6 years. And on to the Fatal 4-Way main event we go, and I did not realise this was an elimination Fatal 4-Way, or maybe, just maybe, Dana Brooke and Naomi have way too much faith in Carmella. Why they just sat there? And next up we have the commentary team discussing the Bowling for Soup song about Alexa Bliss. And Michael Cole, of course, of all people, says the following. The song is called Alexa Bliss, you know what's coming next, don't you? It's pretty cool! Yeah, guys! Oh! And of course, when Michael Cole says anything is any kind of cool, that cool thing loses its coolness! Yeah, guys, cool! Flashbacks to Triple H's entrance at WrestleMania or what, Michael Cole? Just don't call anything cool. Please. And I don't want to be that guy to end these WTF moments for SmackDown, but Naomi's shoulder was not down for at least 2 of that 3 count. The San Jose screw job, some might say, but I'm going to say it was on purpose. Because as we all saw, the last few weeks have all been about Naomi returning to WWE, challenging Bayley, wearing a LED fishbowl on her head, the best entrance attire in the wrestling game today. This fatal 4-way match was supposedly, it seemed, building Naomi winning and then going on to challenge Bayley wherever that match is happening. I don't know where it is. Where is it? She was the only woman not to get a job at entrance for that match as well. All the signs were there, but then they went and pulled a fakie. Carmella winning. What the shock and horror. I like the unpredictability, and you've got to imagine that blatant error. Surely it was blatant. It's going to play into a storyline where Naomi is added to the fold for a triple threat, because Carmella, for my money, is just a bit too cold. She's been a bit too nowhere for a long time now. So Naomi, yeah, you know what I mean? Good on you. And well, that's it for all the WTF moments for this week's SmackDown. As I said, the wrestling action, while a bit quick, it was just fine. But it was weird. Bruce Pritchard's a dirty man. I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. Let us know what you think in the comments below. You can follow us on Twitter at Cultaholic. You can find us on Facebook at facebook.com/Cultaholic. And if you enjoy what we do here at Cultaholic, you can pledge to our Patreon page, patreon.com/Cultaholic. Hit subscribe and join us